Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by a contribution from Paperback Writer, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. On October 14th, I got married to a wonderful man. I never thought I'd meet someone like David. We dated for 2.5 years before we decided to sell both our homes and buy one together. I never knew what it was like to live with a man who acts the same in public as he does in private. I never knew what it was like to love someone and not have my feelings used against me. Finding a man who has my back and doesn't throw me under the bus to make himself look good has allowed me to let go of the breath I didn't know I'd been holding for most of my life. Finding that in a person is truly without a price. David and I planned our wedding from top to bottom. We invited our closet family and friends, some of whom I imagine it's closest. We invited our, I don't know if it's closet or close. It says closet, but I imagine you're saying closest. We invited our closest family and friends, some of whom flew in from New York, Arizona, and North Carolina. All in all, 50 people attended our small wedding that we held in our backyard. We hired my cousin, who is an executive chef, to cater it and included our grandchildren in the ceremony. The night before the wedding, we held a small dinner party at a nice restaurant downtown to thank those who traveled just to celebrate with us. I invited a friend of 30 years, Jill, who lived 200 miles away. In the back of my mind, I hoped she could make it, but I invited her anyway because I didn't want to risk hurting her feelings. In the back of my mind, I hoped she couldn't make it, but I invited her anyway because I didn't want to risk hurting her feeling. Why didn't you? Well, if you didn't want to invite her, if you didn't really want her to be there, there's a reason why. Probably because, well, we'll see. Make it about herself at your wedding, perhaps. That was my first mistake. She arrived after we'd all sat down and ordered. She walked into the room. I got up and told her how happy I was she could make it, and then I introduced her to the other guests. She looked at everyone and announced, "Paperback Writer will be happy as long as David keeps dropping his pants for her." Wow. That's women for you, man. That's why you didn't want her there to begin with. That's why you didn't want her there to begin. I almost used your name again. Because you always know where the toxicity, especially women. You know, and it's something that, like a wedding where the jealousy is going to come out and the sabotage is going to come out. That's why. I don't think it was about hurting her feelings. You knew she was going to do shit like this. While everyone looked at her in shock, she sat down and ordered dinner. I warned David that Jill had suffered a brain injury as a teenager and she could sometimes say inappropriate things. Come on. Really? She's using that? That's what her brain injury does? Her brain injury makes her a passive-aggressive twat. Really? Really? Okay. Come on. You're smarter than that. She's 61 and I've excused her bad behavior for 30 years. David is a nice man, but he doesn't put up with bullshit. The only reason he didn't say anything to her is because she is my friend. The next day at the wedding, she kept commenting on my dress. Of course she did. Of course she did. Oh, nothing's worse than the older bitter friend, man. It wasn't what she said, but it was the nasty way she said it. I was able to ignore her, but the other guests came up to me and would ask, "Who is that woman?" I'd say, "That's Jill. What did she do?" They all said nothing. No one else was talking about the other guests, just her. Later I found out that The only thing she talked about was all the young guys she dates because she won't date old men. I also learned that my 10-year-old granddaughter gave her a tour of the house. In my bedroom, Jill told her, "This is so big, David and paperback writer should get a sex swing." She said that to a 10-year-old at a wedding. You didn't want to hurt her feelings? Come on. You didn't want to hurt her feelings. Don't make excuses for what. Don't ever make excuses for the narcissist because you want to do the right thing for yourself. A brain injury? Come on. A brain injury. A brain injury caused her. Come on. Would you write that in a story? If that was in one of your books, would you write that in a part of a plot? Come on. Does that make sense to you? I only know this because my granddaughter asked me what that was. Jill got so drunk I had to give her a breathalyzer so she wouldn't drive. She spent the late hours of the night talking about all the young dick, there you go, dick and attention, young dick she gets and how. She could tell that the married people at my wedding were miserable. She camped out in a guest bedroom, but left sometime during the middle of the night. I was relieved when I got up and she was gone. I'll say. Despite Jill, the wedding was beautiful and filled with love and family and friends. I didn't think of her again until 5 days later when a post from her Facebook page came up on my news feed. She posted that she'd been sick she got sick at your wedding, right? It was the food, your executive chef brother-in-law or brother or cousin, whoever it was, whoever the executive chef that catered your wedding and your family was, got her sick, right? She posted that she'd been sick for 5 days from the bad wedding chicken. After every bullshit thing she'd done, now this. I waited until I was calm and wrote, Bad wedding chicken? That's rude, even for you. I'm not even going to address this on your page because I don't want to risk publicly embarrassing you. We've been friends for a long time and wish you would have given me the same courtesy. No one else got sick. Maybe it was your 1.7 blood alcohol you had, and you had a 5-day hangover. No. She just wanted to ruin your day. She just wanted people to think you had bad chicken at your fucking wedding. You're arguing with this like she's even being on like on any level. On any level. She just wanted to ruin your fucking day. That's all she wanted to do, which is why you didn't want her there in the first place. From Jill. No, I have salmonella poisoning. The hospital verified it. It could have been from the sketchy turkey from the salad the night before. That was the only food I ate Saturday or Sunday, and I hadn't eaten solid food since. Rude is looking at me directly and telling me no one ever had my back, which I assume means loves me. I have had men love me. I never loved anyone that is painful to me. So pointing it out is embarrassing and hurtful. Where did you do that? I guess just by getting married. See, this is where the projection and the anger is coming from. This is where it all is. I've never shown anything but happiness for your success and have never envied them. Yes, she has. I don't envy your new marriage, but I don't like my nose rubbed in it either. If you and David love each other as much as you say, I'm very happy for you. Wow, what a twat. What a twat. This is why you didn't want to hear, because you knew she was a jealous fucking middle school cheerleader. That's why you didn't want her there. That's why. Not because you didn't want to hurt her feelings. Because you knew she was a toxic, jealous middle school cheerleader. Nor do I consider my life sad because I made a choice to remain single. That choice, not because I can't find someone to marry me. I don't date because I sleep with someone and I'm not going to stop. And I never sleep with two men at the same time. So that means I've been faithful for 9 years. Again, your message was over the chicken, right? Nor do I consider my wine glasses about my dogs and wine sad. In fact, this is the screaming of a dried out whore who realized party's over. Literally. In fact, they are the best gifts I ever gotten because it showed me the giver really understood me and loved me. My feelings were hurt and I reacted badly. They were hurt Saturday night, but after reading your comments, I don't think I really know you. You and James lived apart 10 years. You dated a lot of dickweeds. 2 is a lot. I've dated hundreds of dickweeds. I was hurt and I am sorry I drank too much. I feel ashamed. I limit myself to 2-3 glasses of wine a week, and that's true. I was very uncomfortable at the wedding, and it is the only time in the 15 years of being single I felt judged for being single. I have never been questioned as to why I am single before. That is saying a lot. Well, maybe if you could have brought a date, which was it a +1? Or was it only her invited? Who told her not to bring a date? I mean, if it was only her, then that's one thing. But if she could have brought a date and she didn't, this is when the dick and attention narcissistic whore realizes the consequences of their life decisions. 61 years old, drunk, no marriage, no relationship, no one who gives a shit. Still trying to fuck guys 20, 25 years younger than her. And trying to sabotage her supposed friend's happiness. Why didn't you want her there again? Because you were going to make her feel bad? I apologize. I'm happy for you, and I hope your marriage is happy. I have always valued our friendship, and I have never said a negative thing about you. I apologize. It doesn't change the fact I have salmonella for a week. I thought bad wedding chicken sounded funny because it was ambiguous. Was the wedding bad or the chicken? Every wedding has an asshole guest. I was yours. I'm sorry. So she's admitting it. I thought wedding chicken sounded funny because it was ambiguous. Was the wedding bad or the chicken? I mean, she's asking that. So she's saying she didn't have salmonella. She's just a pathological liar. Every wedding has an asshole guest. I was yours. And she made sure of that. I'm sorry. I value you as a friend. I'm sorry you took offense. I'm sorry I overdrank. I do, however, have feelings. Weird, right? And this is just snarky. I am proud of my life and what I have accomplished. My accomplishments might only be in my home, but they are meaningful to me. Again, you didn't did you bring any of this up with her that I don't know about? I'm beautiful. I have 4 kids. All of them have degrees and professional jobs. Kate and Mike will have their MBAs next year. Everyone has good credit and owns their own home. You're getting in the credit scores now? My grandkids benefit from stable, loving homes. That is my greatest accomplishment, and that is okay with me. I never needed anything more. I don't need outside validation. I don't care how long someone has been married. I care about how happy the marriage is. That is snarky, but something to consider. Other people do have feelings. All paperback writer. This was in response to paperback writer saying, "Bad wedding chicken, that's rude even for you. I'm not going to address this on your page because I don't want to publicly embarrass you. We've been friends for a long time, and I wish you would give me the same courtesy. No one else got sick. Maybe it was your 1.7 blood alcohol, and you had a 5-day hangover." prompted all this about her life, her glasses, her dogs, who she fucks, why she's not married, her kid's fucking credit score. After she wrote that, she blocked me so I couldn't respond. She then sent me screenshots of the text messages she was sending to people. They were disgusted and filled with lies about myself, David, and our cheap wedding. She said she got sick on Costco chicken and limp lettuce just thrown in a bowl. Then she blocked me so I couldn't text her back. Right. She wanted you to see, she wanted to hurt, she wanted you to see what she was saying. She wants to destroy your happiness. She wants to destroy what she doesn't have. I sent you a picture of her and the limp lettuce. The other is David and I and our 2 sons and 6 grandchildren. The photo tells you more than I can in words. Then she hit me with a barrage of nasty emails. She went back 30 years and wrote horrible things about my kids. Right, because she's upset that you found a happy marriage. This is all she... In her mind, for some reason, she was always thought she could look down her nose at you and thought she was better. Until the reality of her decisions, until the reality of her dick and attention lifestyle comes to fruition. And now she's going to go just take it away because now she's old. She's an old, dried up whore. She went back 30 years and wrote horrible things about my kids. I blocked her and hoped she moved on. Yesterday, this one somehow made it past Outlook spam catcher. When you read this, keep in mind I've only responded to her once. I've changed your children's names, but that is all. No one made a comment about her being single. Also, she's not a psychologist. She was a social worker but got fired after a few years. No one has ever met her band boy, and she's as faithful as a streetwalker. Damn, I'm a psychologist with 2 years PhD work and didn't know you well enough or was around you enough to see how BPD you are. That is totally on me. You have all the symptoms, and every BPD I worked with had kids just like yours, addict, poor impulse control, attachment disorders. I got drunk. It was the only way I could stand that shit. What is up with the Cracker Box house? The band boy has a better house. Much better. This is just venom and jealousy. Why the big rush for the wedding? I looked at David's Facebook page. I bet she did. He's alt-right. I knew she was a fucking feminist. I knew it. 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 I knew it was. I was trying to stay away from the feminism thing, so I'm not this fucking alt-right misogynist. But I knew it was. I knew it. I knew she was the dried up old fucking feminist cunt hag. I knew it. He is an alt-right old white guy. This is exactly what I refuse to date or waste time on. They are fucking dinosaurs minus the big dick. Oh, and by the way, and because I know you'll appreciate this, I have been dealing with Karen Monahan on Twitter, and there's going to be a video on her because she's lying. She's lying. As much as I fucking hate Keith Ellison, and though he's a piece of shit, she is lying her fucking ass off. And I can show you. So stand by for that. And I know you'll appreciate that. Paperback writer. This is exactly what I refuse to date or waste time on. They are fucking dinosaurs minus the big dicks. They gotta go right for the dick. They gotta prove what whores they are, don't they? I am pissed I wasted my time at your cheap-ass wedding. I could have been in a hotel room having the best sex ever. They can't control herself. Again, this was the person you were afraid of hurting her feelings, huh? I could have been in a hotel having the best sex ever, feeling a smooth, tight body with a banging ass and a rock-hard dick and seeing God. Something I am sure you've never had. I think mostly you have moved on into that point of life where you give most men river dick. I was on shitty behavior. Too bad didn't deserve. Too bad the gathering didn't deserve better. This is all projection. This is all the worst fucking borderline projection I've ever seen in my life. This is the weird truth of things. No matter how much work you do, people can look at your kids and grandkids and see it as fake. Me, on the other hand, people look at my kids and grandkids and think, God, she must have been beautiful. And I was and still am. Do you know what is sadder than sitting with your dogs, drinking wine and watching Netflix? Sitting with an asshole you're pretending to love, drinking wine you don't like, and watching movies you don't like. David says he's been divorced for 15 years. I bet he lived with at least 4 women on average of 2 to 4 years, and then blows it up because she can't. She's so mad. She can't find a guy to stay with her fucking whore ass. That's what she's so... Like at the wedding, she was subtly trying to ruin your day. Now she's just, I mean, this is what happens. This is what they do. I do hope for your sake you have protected your assets and have not dumped too much into this house. That is a really cheap, ugly house in. That isn't even a step sideways. It's a step down. The wedding didn't feel right. I'm sure something is afoot, but I don't give a fuck. You can just tell whatever shitty stories you want to tell about me. I don't care. It sounded like you already been doing that, so carry on and I will now go away. Projecting is if I said you were drunk. It is not saying you looked like a two-butt floozy, but I didn't. I was just pissed I didn't stay home and not have crazy sex with the band boy. It would have been cheaper, 100 times more fun, and I would have woken up happy. Losing you as a pretend friend means very little to me. Then why are you wasting so much time writing this? I am upset for the same reason I always get upset. You fooled me into thinking you were something you aren't. You are that cocky, cold, bitchy woman that looks for flaws in others and brings out the worst in people. That is you. Dude, she is just telling you who she is. She's just telling you who she is. I feel sorry for you in your life, taking care of dysfunctional grandkids and not having any real relationships in your life. You are what David wants you to be. Good luck keeping that up. He rushed you through courtship into a quickly wedding, and I am sure some poor financial choices that benefit him. He is a homely 65-year-old man with diabetes who doesn't exercise, dresses like he's 16, and is struggling at work. This is not what I consider a good catch. I am baffled why you would feel so desperate to settle. He has your back unless you are in the mob. Who cares? Most people are just going to say, who the fuck does she think she is? I bet most of your life you have felt empty, incomplete, not good enough, never really fitting in. Not ever the girl guys wanted or thought was hot. I suppose you thought being a famous writer would change that. It did not really. It did not really, because you felt like a fraud, so you didn't work as hard as you could. Wow, this fucking woman is just trying. She has to destroy you. She has to believe she's better than you. She can't live with it. She can't. And all you sought out was chaos within your family and anyone else you could suck into your vortex. Not that many, since only 22 people showed up at your wedding. Of course, the yard and house were too small, and it's a good thing you have no friends. This is what I do when I don't feel heard. I obsess. I normally feel like I never did anything wrong, but my extreme drunkenness makes me feel uncomfortable. So she's writing this drunk, and she's saying, oh, God. On the other hand, I didn't start with the snarky, hurtful comments. This isn't projecting. This is the first thing you said to me was a dig about not having a partner. The first thing, and I wasn't drunk that night. I had one glass of wine. it was such a mean and hurtful thing to say. It did keep me from sleeping. Maybe I said shitty things. Maybe I was rude, but it seemed like everyone was primed for that. My feelings are this: when a relationship begins to fade, you get married hoping to save it. Then if that doesn't work, you have a baby step. You have a baby or keep yourself unnaturally involved in your children's lives. As a last result, you build a house. David chased you. What did he... Why did he want so badly? He is 65. He is lonely and doesn't want to die alone, and you offer financial stability and he doesn't have. Plus your semi-famous status and your plastic Barbie looks do appeal to certain men. I don't know why you questioned having this woman at your wedding. I don't know. You didn't want to hurt this feeling. This is why you didn't want her there in the first place. This is why. I'll end by saying this. By saying David is 62, I am 7 years young. This is paperback writer again. I'll end by saying that David is 62 and I'm 7 years younger than him. I think he's beautiful. His wife died 15 years ago of breast cancer. He keeps his diabetes under control with diet and exercise. He has degrees in engineering and business. He's brilliant, and his business is very successful. He certainly doesn't need my money, nor for me to take care of him. I don't care what she says about me, but she talked about my family. The next time I see her, I can't guarantee I won't punch her in the fucking pie hole. I would definitely drop kick her in the pussy. I would definitely drop kick her right in the fucking pussy. Just for running her mouth. Like, there's lines you don't cross, and because what she is doing is she's trying because she's so fucking butthurt and jealous of all of it. She is a dried up old feminist twat. Here it is. Here's your end result of feminism, everyone. That's the end result right there. You're angry, dried up feminists who then turn on their supposed friends of 30 years to take the happiness that they said they never wanted. But oh, they strive for it. Oh, she wanted it so bad. It's nobody would stick around long enough. Nobody. I feel stupid that I never saw her for the narcissist that she truly is. When I told my daughter about this, she cried and said, "She's like Dad." Paperback writer. You keep bringing in the same person. And I will tell you this. I know what paperback writer looks like. She's beautiful. Like, she's not an ugly woman at all. At all. Oh, is this your friend? Wait. You let that talk to you like that? I'm sorry, I because you're in the picture and I know you want to stay anonymous, but she looks like Gary Busey in a fucking dress. She's fat. Her gut sticks out further than her tits. What are you talking? Like, you even let this woman give you... Dude, you can see the cirrhosis spots on her face from the booze. Wow, you let... Your kids and grandkids, the family's beautiful. You let her... Come on. Come on. Sometimes I think you're pulling my leg. But I know you're not. I can't believe you didn't want to have this at your wedding. I mean... Well, first, congratulations on your wedding. I didn't even know. So, and I wish I had gotten to this earlier. She sent me this back in the end of, this is like beginning of November, end of October. So I'm sorry I didn't get to it sooner, especially, for as long and you've been with me. But you always have a great story. You knew this is what she was going to do. It wasn't her feelings you were worried about. It was her actions. Okay? And this is what I think you were worried it was going to happen, because this was going to be the end result. This is the end result of feminine. She is I knew it. I knew it. The only reason I didn't call, because I know how right-wing you are. I know how right-wing. I know your Team Trump. I know. So I'm like thinking to myself, is she really did that to hang out with a a feminist like this? Yeah. That's the feminists, man. That's what they really think. They want all women miserable, including, your friend. It wasn't a brain injury. She's just a borderline bitch. So I hope that helped. Thank you again, Paperback Writer, for another contribution and story, and for everything you do. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.